女士们、先生们，让我们欢迎杰森·斯坦森。Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Jason Statham.
How are we doing, everybody?
Good to see you again, Jason.
Nice to see you too, darling.
How's the red carpet?
It was great. You know, we got to see a few fans, which is always the best thing. Yeah, it's great to be here supporting a big movie like this. I mean, this movie really does blow the doors off. It really does.
Second time here in Beijing?
Second time in Beijing.
How is it different from last time?
You know, it's a different crowd of people that I came with. You know, it's always nice to be back. I've got a real fondness for China and people in there, and it's always good to come back.
Wow, the Fast and Furious fans are really more crazy than you have ever imagined. Thank you, Jason. Can I just park you over there while
You can park me over here. Careful how you say it.
While I introduce our next guest. 我先把它停车停在那儿啊。女士们、先生们，让我们一起欢迎米歇尔·罗德里格斯 ，Ladies and gentlemen, Michelle Rodriguez. Woo!
你好。
You look fantastic.
Thank you.
Well, anything you want to say to the media here today? I know you've already meet the fans out there. They are crazy.
It is pretty cool. It's a pleasure to be here, guys. I can't believe you guys have 4D theaters. That's amazing. I've never even been to one, and you're gonna have a Fast and Furious in one of those theaters. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, bring the Fast and Furious into a whole new level with all the 4D. Anything you want to say about this movie? What should they be looking for?
I think they're gonna get an amazing ride, but that's just, you know, it's part of the franchise. You're always gonna get an awesome ride.
Yeah.
But this film in particular is special because it's celebrating 14 years, and I'm happy that we can share that with China in a collaboration. It's great.
Thank you, Michelle. Would you please join Jason there while I introduce our next guest?
Park yourself over here.
Yeah, park yourself there. 女士们、先生们，让我们一起欢迎范迪塞尔 Ladies and gentlemen, a warm round of applause for Vin Diesel! Woo!
你好.
You got that right? Please, hi, good. Thank you for being in China. That's your spot. Well, you've met the fans already, and they're crazy, the fans over there. Do you know how you're loved here in China?
You know, we work really hard to make this movie significant, to make this saga significant, and the fact that you all are so supportive means a lot to us.
Of course. All right. Could you please join
I
Michelle
would
and
love to.
Jason over there while I introduce our very surprise guest from Abu Dhabi. 接下来我要介绍的这一个神秘来宾来自阿布扎比，让我们看看短片。
You realize what this is? Like in hypersport? $3.4 million, 0 to 60 in less than 3 seconds. No. There's 7 of these things in the world, and this guy keeps it locked up in a ball.
Nothing sadder than locking a beast in a cage.
Don Parko Flies.
没错，这一辆豪华超跑 Lycan Hypersport 今天也来到了现场。我们来看看这头野兽到底在笼子外面被释放出来是怎么样的。我们来看看。看来这辆豪华超跑需要一点加速哦。I think the Lycan Hypersport might need some acceleration. Won't you agree? Now, on 3, let's push the gear stick. All right, ready? And let's unleash the beast. 3, 2, 1. has literally flown in. Wow. That's a beautiful car. That's the beast we're talking about. All right, thank you. Thank you, Jason, Michelle, and Vin. Now please join me on the seats. Yeah. Okay. Well, Vin, let me start with you. You said something very surprise out there to the fans about a possible Fast and Furious here in China. What about it?
The way we make these movies, we kind of embrace the mythology of the movies. And a little scene in Fast and Furious 6 could lead to a whole sequence in a future film. If you remember when Han and Giselle were recruited in the beginning of Fast and Furious 6, they were in Hong Kong. What you would see in the future is why they were in Hong Kong. And obviously that would lead to sequences or an act being filmed in China.
Wow, we're looking forward to that. Certainly for the Chinese fans and audience and press here, this is big.
It's very big. And coming here, this is my first time in China.
How are you feeling it? How did you find China?
I love China. I was at the Forbidden City yesterday.
Wow.
It's a beautiful place, and you all have been so warm to us, and you all have been so loyal to our franchise. So it's very fitting that we're finally here to introduce Furious 7 for April 12th.
We're looking forward to that. My next question goes to you, Michelle. In Fast and Furious 7, the fight with the lady in
Ronda Rousey.
in the palace is really painful. How is it like fighting with a professional?
Oh, I wouldn't have it any other way. You know what's amazing about fighting with a professional fighter is that they bring their own talent to the game. And you know, usually when you work with a fight choreographer as a female, you know, the grand majority of the time, you know, they don't expect you to care or don't expect you to really, you know, want the fight to, you know, technically work. So when you have an ultimate fighter involved, you know, they, as a choreographer, are inspired to make the fight even better. So that's why I love, you know, having opposite myself a real fighter, because it inspires the choreographer to do a better job. And of course, she did throw me around a lot, and I love that.
Doesn't that hurt?
I just enjoy it. I don't know why. I'm a glutton for punishment.
We enjoy the fight. Well, the media here, they have a preview of the movie already, so they know the fight we're talking about. Yeah, and we really enjoy it. Well, Jason, in this Fast and Furious 7, you are the bad guy. Derek Shaw, yeah. Is he
That's
really
debatable, by the way.
Is he really that bad, or you're always the good guy in movies, right? How does it feel to be the bad guy finally?
Well, you know, there's no rules with a bad guy. It feels nice to come in and, you know, it's a big task to try and rustle the feathers of the likes of Dominic Toretto and, you know, Hobbs and all these big people they put in front of me. It's big mountains to climb, so it just leads way for a great banging of heads.
Well, spoiler alert, but can you share, Vin and Jason, can you share a little bit with the media here about the last fight?
Yeah,
that
my
one.
God. Well, first of all, it started with James Wan, who just did such a great job directing this movie. He came over to my house and said, I want to do something really dynamic with the Dom Shaw fight. And he asked me if I knew what Kali sticks were, which is a martial arts in the Philippines. And I just happened to have a couple of Kali sticks in the back room. And so I came out with these 2 bamboo Kali sticks. And he's like, yeah, I really want to try to put it in the movie. And of course I said, okay, but they have to be wrenches instead of collie sticks for Dom to stay in character. So James Wan set up a scenario for us to push the envelope. And we wanted to get a fight that was unique. And so that gave it a unique element. So then Jason and I went off and trained for a month in California. And then repolished the choreography for several weeks on set. And then must have worked for a week and a half filming it. But it felt gratifying. It felt like we were making something interesting and different. And we felt it when we first screened it for the audience. I was happy that the audience enjoyed it so much.
Yeah, Jason, how do you feel? Any bones broken?
Yeah, we put ice on each other's legs every night.
We needed a cane to walk off set, so we came in fresh, and then we both had to be carted off of set.
Well, let's talk about something not that furious. Let's talk about Michelle's dress, the red glamorous dress in the movie. You got glammed up. Is this the real you, or you're like the girl in the movie, a racer?
You know what it was? I had a conversation with the writer because I noticed that I was like with a sniper rifle in my regular tank top and jeans while everybody else got to dress up. and you know, after a little whining, the writer finally caved in and decided to put me in a dress and throw me in the party. So I was very grateful for that because I feel like, you know, I think we've all evolved in the last 14 years as characters, and it's just really nice and gratifying to see a little bit of that evolution in the presentation of it all.
Right.
And even though I had to fight in high heels, and it was very painful for my stunt double to fly through things with no back protection, I think in the end we made it look good.
Yeah, it worked out well. Vin, you also got a suit on.
Yeah, again, I have to attribute that to James Wan. I mean, he was willing to kind of dress up our cast and prove a certain maturity. I think that, you know, the inclusion of Jason Statham added something regal to the movie, and in some ways assisted James Wan wanting us to look that much more mature. So it was very shocking for the world to see Dom Toretto in a Tom Ford, but it represented where we are. As Michelle said, we have been playing these characters for 15 years, and so at some point you want to, on film, show the evolution of these characters. And one of the ways we were able to do that was to take advantage of Abu Dhabi and all the opulence in Abu Dhabi and actually dress up the characters.
Well, my last question goes to you, Jason, before we hand over the mic to the press. What is the most impressive scene in this movie that you would recommend the fans and audience here in China?
I mean, it's hard to single out what scene is better than the next because, I mean, the whole movie is full of, you know, death-defying stunts that I've never seen anything like. I mean, it is as big as you could ever get. I mean, you could literally bury half of my career in the one budget of this film. So, I mean, they really know what they're doing. I was so impressed with how, Vin was driving the cars out of the back of a plane, you know, all the stuff over the rough ground. I mean, it's technical, incredibly difficult stuff to do. That you're bouncing around in the woods, you know, it's not like racing on a racetrack. I mean, that is just something else. So it's littered with incredible stunts, and you know, everybody's risking their neck to get these done in an authentic way, and it really shows. Thank God we're still here.
Yeah. Yeah, we love you all. All right, please stand by over there. We have a gift ceremony.
Okay, great. Xi.
Well, 接下来呢，我将会请上我们的特别嘉宾来给3位影星来赠礼。We would like to invite Mr. Duncan Clarke, President of Universal Pictures International, to join us on stage to present a gift. All right, come on, Duncan. Tell us about the gift. What is it?
So these are specially hand-painted Peking opera masks on this incredible helmet.
Beautiful.
So,
That's
but more
cool.
importantly, I do want to
I
thank...
just bought a Ducati. That's perfect.
I do want to thank, on behalf of your friends in China and on behalf of everyone at Universal, Vin, for making this trip. You made, as you've said, you made a lot of great friends here. So this one's for you.
Oh,
Okay.
thank you so much. Thank you, Duncan. We appreciate that. Thank you for all
And
the support.
I got to get this one is for Michelle.
Oh, thank you so much.
This is cool. Look, it's what.
Actually.
And this one is from my fellow
that
Brit.
one's
Duncan, you're a gentleman. Thank you, sir.
Chinese. Jason.
There you go.
Oh my God.
You want to switch it?
Oh,
Hey, Jason.
thanks.
I apparently,
do you-
guys, this one, and I don't read. Duncan, help me out here. Does that say
It says-
Vin or Jason? What does it
It
say?
says Jason.
This one does?
Yeah. Do you want to
Guys,
switch?
Switch.
guys.
Which one do you prefer? Which one do you prefer? Let's make peace.
That's right.
Hey, you know, you
Let's
can't
make
expect Duncan to
peace.
read Chinese. Come on now.
Yo, come on, guys. Really?
Let's make peace. All right, Duncan, would you please
Thank you,
join me for
guys.
the photo?
Yes, I may.
Okay.
Thank you, Duncan.
It's me and
Duncan would join you for some
Yeah, of
photos.
course.
All right.
Okay, now it's linked to you guys.
Thank you, Duncan. Please take your seat. All right.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank
Let's
you
give a
so
round of
much.
applause
Thanks a
for
lot.
our final exit, one by one. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Vin Diesel.
Thank you, guys.
Okay. And then Michelle Rodriguez. And Jason Statham. Thank you. 好的，那我们今天的媒体。